This is TWiT.
So while I was gone, by the way, Apple has made it way too easy to buy stuff because you could just use your fingerprint now with Apple Pay in the Apple Store. I'm in the air flying to Miami during the Apple event. I had no idea, and we didn't have Wi-Fi. So wheels down, I turn on the phone, start reading. I said, oh, the 10.5 came out. Before we got off the plane, I had ordered one. Like for $700, I'd ordered one. But I'm very happy I did, actually. First of all, if you just look at it, you're going to say, oh, it's just, it's got a bit less of a bezel. It's a little bit bigger screen, roughly the size of an Air 2, a little bit bigger. But noticeable differences. First of all, the camera is an iPhone 7 camera, finally. I have mixed feelings about this because I hate it when people use.
I was going to ask, what do you do? Like, that's not even a thing. Don't say that. Put it down.
Smile, OJ. Smile.
Put it down, Grandpa. Grandpa.
At Glastonbury, holding it up to take pictures.
It's the worst thing at concerts, right? You see all these people with these.
I know.
Oh, get out of the way. However, from the point of view of the photographer, especially if you have a decent camera, and this is the first time they put a decent camera in the iPad, you have the best viewfinder ever made. It
is an amazing viewfinder.
Especially for video. You're looking at real time what it's going to look like. So, and then, of course, so that's one. Two, and you really will notice it only if you put this it's side by side with an older iPad, the screen is remarkably good. And it is so fast. And I know people always say that. But usually the speed increments of 10 or 20%, you really don't notice. This one, it feels like, why did they put so much speed into it? So, and I have to credit Renee Ritchie and iMore for this observation. But this isn't, this new iPad isn't about the current version of iOS. It's not about the current apps available. Yeah. This is the fall, and I think this is why they delayed it. This is for iOS 11, where they're going to put more PC-like apps on here, right? You're going to have a file manager. You're going to have drag and drop files. But also, this is an AR device. And Apple announced the WWDC AR kit. And that's why they have such a good screen, such a good camera, so much power in here. Nothing you can get today uses that. It's all about augmented reality this fall. And I have to say, I really think that's what, if you look at what Apple's released with the 10.5, it's a real strong indicator of where Apple wants to go with the iPad. And they need to go somewhere because nobody's buying these things.
I think it's also a MacBook Air replaplement.
I think so too.
Some, right? Jason Snell is writing a feature on this for Tech Republic on the 10.5 with iOS 11, the beta installed, and sort of the power to use that as a replacement to a MacBook Air. And I'm sort of not one of the candidates for this, but I know people that are obviously really happy with it. And I'm seeing more and more people with iPads still using them as replacements. And so I think that it's going to be really interesting to see. And so look for that article from Jason Snell, because if there's anybody that I trust to give a really sober but honest and enthusiastic opinion about it, it's him.
Absolutely. Apple's been advertising for a few months now that this is the replacement. The iPad is a replacement for your laptop, and I've mocked that. But it's clear that's where the company wants to go, right? If you were wondering what's the future of Mac OS, I think this new iPad is telling you something.